Alrighty, welcome back to the Cutton Sports Podcast, episode number 9. This episode is presented to you by Boston Sports Entertainment Network and brought to you by Pins and Aces. Whether you're looking for golf bags, head covers, and apparel, they have all your high-quality golfing needs to look fresh on the greens. Head on over to www.pinsandaces.com and use code word WOOD at checkout to get 21% off your order. We have today special guest Hayden Mullins, Red Sox prospect. Hayden, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you all for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for
Pins and Aces.
Yeah, you should. It's
Hell
a great
yeah.
discount. How's the off season going for you so far?
It's going well. Been pretty laid back. Just got back from the beach this past week.
Nice.
Just been training, throwing starts this week, so I'm excited.
That's awesome. My first question for you is, so we're all from Maine, so we go to the Sea Dogs a ton and such. Being the Sea Dogs pitcher of the year this year, does that raise your expectations for yourself for this upcoming year?
Not at all. We don't really focus on that type of stuff. We have season and outing goals that we set every once about a month, I think. So they'll set those, and then that's how we're evaluated. So my goals are fastball velocity average, change-up depth, and a new cutter grip that I've been working on. We're trying to get the velo up on that. So that's how we're being evaluated, so that's what I'm going to stick to.
That's awesome.
You're mentioning being evaluated, like you're kind of coming up in the age of advanced statistics and analytics and stuff like that. Do you think too much stock is put into that, or do you think it's just how players from here on out are going to be judged?
I think that's just how it's going to move. We've seen a big movement towards the technology and the analytics in the last 10 years or so. And I just think it's going to keep going. The more tools we have, we're going to continue to use them. And the people that take advantage of that are going to succeed the best.
So one of the things that I was actually looking through your stats a little bit, kind of throughout, college and the minor leagues so far, and it looked like you were pretty low in a lot of those categories. I was seeing like low 3s, even low 2s at some points. I was looking in Salem. It looked like you had like a 7 ERA. Was there something about pitching in that ballpark that was like different for you, or was that like you were working on some Arsenal stuff?
That was right after coming off of TJ rehab.
Okay,
I only spent 3 weeks there at the end of 2023. But no, it was actually, I didn't realize I had a 7 there. It was pretty good because I think I punched out 11 in 6 innings.
Okay.
So it played well. I'm guessing the ERA came from the walks and maybe one bad outing, but I don't really remember my time there much.
How did your arm feel like coming off of TJ compared to like prior? I'm sure there had to be like, at least from a command perspective, the ball might have been leaving your hand a little differently than normal.
Yeah, it feels completely different.
You
kind of have to relearn how to throw a baseball in those 12, 13 months that you're off. So yeah, it's tough coming back. And I would say command's probably the last thing that comes back. Velocity ticked up pretty well. The strength numbers and all that went up. Spinning the ball really well, just as I was before. But yeah, the command's the last thing to come back and still a work in progress.
Is there like a thing with the command where like in your brain you realize like, okay, we're starting to get there? Like at what point does that happen for you?
I couldn't tell you that. I mean, the higher the strike percentage is probably my go-to is like, okay, if I'm in zone, then I'm throwing the ball well enough to where the command shouldn't be an issue. But if I'm walking 3-4 guys a game throughout 6 innings, like that's not what we shoot for. We want to keep that number down to 1 or 2.
So is there, obviously you throw a handful of pitches. There's a decent sized arsenal there. What is your biggest pitch you're working on for this upcoming season, you'd say?
That cutter that I mentioned, probably just because it's a new pitch. We added it in July or August, just throwing a bullpen, and they're like, hey, try this. And it actually turned out to be pretty decent. So we added it to the arsenal, and now we're just trying to push velo with it because a lot of these cutters you see at the big league level are 93 to 95 plus. And mine's sitting around 88 to 89. Get that into the low 90s, just 2 or 3 miles an hour off my heater. I think that'll probably play better to hitters, righty and lefty.
Yeah, that's sweet. So going back to your TJ stuff, how do you think people should avoid it? And do you think that younger kids should avoid the spin pitches, working more on the 2 seams and the 4 seams and the changeups and such like that?
So I don't know that there is a way to avoid it. I think everybody and biomechanics and all this different type of technology that we have now is trying to search for that answer of how to prevent Tommy John. I don't know that there is a way to prevent it. All we can do is really strengthen our forearms and shoulders and all of our big and little muscles in our arm and back, just to try to keep it as healthy as possible. But like, it could be something to where your mechanics are a little bit off and you throw one pitch wrong. It could be overuse. There's a lot of things that go into it. And yeah, I don't know that prevent it. I will say that I didn't start throwing any type of breaking ball or curveball until I was 12, 13 years old. And a lot of these kids, you see them try to throw them at 8, 9 years old when they haven't even grown into their bodies at all yet, you know? So it's a tough test to try to figure out where that comes from and how to prevent it. But right now, and the way the game's moving in terms of velocity, I don't know that there is a way.
Yeah. Do you still find, from having TJ, do you still find that there's some quirks and such with your arm still to this day?
Oh, always. I mean, I think any pitcher that pitches over 10, 15 years, they're going to have stuff in their arm no matter what, whether it's Tommy John or not. But yeah, no, it feels different. A lot of the things that we do, you'll just, maybe you go to open up a door, grab something from out of reach, and yeah, you'll just feel like maybe a little catch or a little tug, and then it pops and you're like, oh, feel better. So yeah, no, it's real weird. Definitely feels different, but we're starting to get more feel back in terms of like actually commanding the zone.
Cool.
Kind of switch up the topic a little bit. When you were in Portland, what was kind of the stuff that you like to do around the city, or like your off days? How would you spend those to kind of unplug from baseball a little bit?
I love to eat, and that's a good spot for food. I mean, I'd had lobster, I'd had crab and all that, but you can't get better than Maine lobster. I may never go back to eating lobster from places other than Maine. I think I went to High Roller, went to Luke's, went to, I don't know what it was called, Taste of Maine maybe, over by the lighthouse.
Yep.
Those places are awesome. And all the different styles and everything that they had and all the samplers that they had. Yeah, no, the food was awesome. Just going around sightseeing like the lighthouses and the historical cannons and stuff like that are on the coastline. It's a pretty cool spot.
It's funny because we've heard that's been like a reoccurring answer, obviously, you know, the lobster, and it's funny to think about because that's all I know, at least. It's like I kind of think it's like how much different is it? I used to think that. Now I'm starting to think I guess there is a difference because everyone's saying how much better it is than
it just tastes fresher. And I will say that on one of our road trips, we were going down to, it was either Binghamton or somewhere like that. Stopped in New Haven, Connecticut, because I had to try the Dave Portnoy pizza scale and all that.
Oh yeah.
So stopped by Frank Pepe's, and that was some of the best pizza I'd had in my life too. So got some good food up there.
So I got to ask you now, you were talking about the Maine lobster and all that stuff. So you're from Tennessee. So obviously you're kind of from where barbecue is a pretty hot thing. You taking barbecue from Tennessee, or are you taking Maine lobster?
Barbecue.
Barbecue?
Yeah. I mean,
so what's the go-to for you then?
Any Memphis style barbecue is my favorite. People from Texas will obviously preach Texas brisket and stuff like that, but outside of that, I love Memphis style ribs, and we got some good spots up here that have some good ribs and pulled pork and smoked chicken and all that. But yeah, no, I'm choosing barbecue over the Maine lobster just because price. I don't know. I don't know how they charge what they do up there and still sell it, but it's incredible. I mean, it breaks the bank every time you get a lobster.
Yeah, we think
because everyone pumps its tires.
Yeah, when it goes on sale, when the whole lobster goes on sale for $9, that's a steal.
Oh
yeah, and everyone goes crazy.
Yeah, you can't
running to Hannaford.
You can't get a full size lobster roll for less than $30 or $35 or whatever. And like again, I like to eat, and the portion size, I mean, is this big. Like it's,
One is never enough.
It's
they have
nothing.
like 2
Never
ounce and
enough.
4 ounce, and that's the biggest you can get.
And you're spending so much money on it too. That's the
Yeah, I mean,
crazy
it's-
part.
For me, it's just not worth the bang for your buck if you were choosing between one and the other, because anytime you go get barbecue, you can imagine it's always a sampler platter with 2 or 3 meats, a couple of sides and all that stuff, and cornbread.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll take that every time.
If you get the chance to in this area down in, I believe it's either Kennebunkport or Cape Porpoise, there's this place called Lost Fire. It's one of the best steakhouses that you can go to in this area.
Really?
If you ever get the chance to, go check it out. It is.
And where's it at? What city?
I think it's Cape Porpoise. It's
It
either
is,
Cape
yeah.
Porpoise or Kennebunkport. It's kind of like right in that area. But check it out.
Probably
It's
what-
one of the best steakhouses I've ever been to.
Yeah, it is. It is the best steakhouse I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Really?
They
Yeah,
got
I'm
a
in
tomahawk
that.
steak there. They got everything. It's good.
Yeah.
Good
The
drink
last
too.
time me and my wife went, they had Argentinian beef, which was specific. The guy had to drive all the way to New York to pick it up, and you could only get a certain amount of like portions of it.
Quantity, yeah.
Yeah, and it was one of the best and most tender steaks I've ever had in my life.
What made it
I'm in.
Argentinian?
I'm in. Love a good steak.
It's so
Give me that
good.
tomahawk ribeye.
Mm.
It's good.
Can't beat it.
I know we're talking food, but is there like any other kind of hobbies that kind of you've either been into or you've kind of gotten into within the last couple of years? It can like video games or I'm a big disc golfer. I love disc golf and love that around here.
I've always been a pretty big fan of golf.
Hmm.
I don't know if y'all talked to Dobbins about it, but like I mentioned earlier, like I'll have to use that Pins and Aces discount code.
There's some good
Right
stuff
now.
on there.
Yeah, I've actually looked through their website because I got my dad a putter cover from there a couple years ago. It was
Hell yeah.
it was what is it? The Saturdays are for the boys one.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I love golf. Anytime I can find a way to get out there, I'll try. It's tough in season, especially when we're in Portland, just because every Monday is our off day and we
Mm.
travel on Mondays. So we're always traveling whenever we have the chance to golf. But like a 2-week homestand, 2-week road stand, we get a chance to play. So always love being out. And the video games I've kind of gotten into, more of just because everybody else plays them. I'm not very good. Don't spend a lot of time on them, but whenever all the boys are on, I'll get on.
I'm at the point now with video games where, as Twitter would say, I'm the unk. Like I feel like I used to be so
That's
good
how I
at
am.
video games, and now if I were to hop on like I don't know Fortnite, I don't think I'd last more than 30 seconds.
You'd get
Yeah,
killed by like
I
an
feel like
8-year-old
I'm-
child.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes, but I've gotten to the point now where like, all right, I'm the lovable. I have to stick to my Madden franchise, playing the computer on like pro mode or whatever.
yeah, because I mean, I grew up on NCAA. Played any
Oh.
NCAA from 03 all the way through 14,
That's the move.
and that's how it got me into the PS5 and all the new games.
Yep,
Is
same.
I
I
bought
think-
NCAA 25 because I was like, oh, like got to play. I played everyone from
Mhm.
03 to 2014. So got that, realized I wasn't as good as I used to be. Used to play some of the Black Ops and Black Ops 2 and all that. So played the new
Zombies.
COD, and man, am I bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't even
Sam,
try with the shooting games anymore. I'm just so washed in that department. Like
You got all these
it's not
sweaty
even worth.
year olds.
Yes,
I lost
not
two.
even worth
I lost a game of NCAA to my brother last night by 60. So
Well, hang on. Tell him how old your brother was.
And
Twelve.
How old's your brother, Sam?
What team were you
12.
using? What team was he using?
he was Alabama, and I know he was Georgia, and I was Ohio State.
Oh, well, I mean,
Yeah.
if you would have been like, you could have handicapped it a little bit, maybe give
Yeah.
him like UAB or
Penn
someone
State.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, give him Drew Aller, and then you can have Bama or Georgia.
That's funny.
But yeah, no, I did see something on the old Call of Duty thing the other day, and it really made me feel old, where all the people our age are complaining about the new shooting games and how they're not as fun as the old ones, and came to reality, and they said it in the video. It's like, well, the games aren't geared towards y'all anymore. They're geared
like-
towards 12 to
I didn't even-
16-year-olds, and you're 10 years
I didn't
past
even
that.
think
So
I didn't even think of it in that way. That's
Yeah,
kind
like,
of
we're
blowing
just-
my mind at the
we're
moment
just
too.
not the target demographic, and it really hurts to
Oh,
say that.
no.
That hurts a lot, actually. I feel old now. Jesus.
Oh.
Yeah, that hurts. Oh
No,
man,
I'll still get down with some NCAA football. It's always fun. The road to
that's
glory.
yeah. That got.
for the
I think
day.
I hadn't touched a console in a long time, and like you said, that came out, and the nostalgia bone just came out, and I was like, I got to play this game. I played that so much. Rebuilt UNLV into a 5-star program.
Yeah, I
Put so
rebuilt
much time into that.
Middle Tennessee State into a national championship team.
Hell yeah.
Yes. It's so fun. Like I'm a big uniform guy too, so like switching up the uniforms every game, giving the teams crazy. It's just so fun. The whole recruitment part of it is like
Yep.
70% of the enjoyment.
You can stack their schedule however you want.
Exactly, it's so fun. But with the golf, do you have a course
PGA?
around here that you're into the most?
Around Portland, we played. I forget what it was called. Shoot, I'll have to look it up. It was one of the ones that Dobbins put me on to. He knows all the courses, every stop you make up to the big leagues.
He
He'll
does his
find a way
research
out.
before.
Yeah, he'll find a way to get out there just about any time he can too.
Is there something to baseball players specifically that golf? Everyone golfs. I feel like that's the very common answer.
I think COVID really made golf boom.
Big time.
People couldn't get out and do anything other than play golf. So a lot of people, at least my age, that's when they started playing a lot. But for baseball, I'd just say it's rotational. So it feels a little bit more natural, just bat to ball, club to ball, than another sport might. Love playing pickup basketball. So that's another one. I'll just go and shoot around and stuff like that. But yeah, no, golf's probably the main one, especially for baseball players.
Are you a what the hell is their name? The Grizzlies. Are you a Grizzlies fan?
I don't really have an NBA team.
enough.
College basketball is more my thing. Auburn basketball, love watching Auburn basketball. Now
Makes
that Bruce
sense.
is gone, it's pretty tough. But yeah, no, there were a lot of good players that went on to play in the NBA while I was there and even before I was there. But yeah, I think we had Isaac Okoro was in my class, and he turned out to be really, really good. Walker Kessler, the center.
Okay.
He was at Auburn when I was there, and we were actually in Bible study together. So it's pretty cool to see these guys go on and play their respective sports, especially when you're around them so much between classes and the athletic kitchen and all that.
Yeah, that's awesome. How was your time at Auburn as a school and your
As a
experience
school,
there?
it was awesome. Couldn't think of a better place to go to school and spend my time, watch football and basketball and all that. Baseball was a little rough. I was hurt just about every year in some sense, so it was pretty tough. But no, going to school there, and that's how I made my decision out of high school was I want to go somewhere that I actually want to go to school and not just play baseball. And yeah, no, it was awesome. One of the prettiest campuses I've stepped foot on. If y'all haven't had any time down there,
I've never been down there, but I've seen the pictures of it, and the campus looks really nice. From
Yeah,
pictures
it's awesome. People compare it to like Clemson. I think that's one of the more similar ones.
All right. Was there? I lost my train of thought.
It's all good.
I got something for you. Because it was something that Dobbins brought up, and I was interested in getting, hearing from you about it. He brought up Sean Isaac, the pitching coach in Portland, as being a major part of his development. How has he been for the staff for you guys? Because obviously a lot of the pitchers got to go through Portland first if they want to get up to the league. So how's his influence on you been?
Sean was awesome. I only got about half the year with him because he moved on and is now coaching at LMU.
Yes.
But the time that I had there to pick his brain and just talk to him about pitching and how to control the game was a really, really good opportunity, at least for me, because I'm not one of the guys that throws 100. So how to manage a game, even when you're not throwing that hard, was a good talking point that I could pick his brain on and bounce back and forth with him. But now that Juan Rivera has taken over, he's great at all the analytics and all the technology and the way baseball's moving. He really understands that stuff, and he's done a really good job there too. So yeah, both guys in Portland that I was under, it was one of the best pitching coaching staffs that I've played with and gotten to talk to.
Do you find that there's with going back to something Jake brought up with the analytics of it, how much of your approach to it really changes between just like how you are personally feeling to just like, I need these numbers to be at a certain point? Or do you just go off, like, how much do you go off of feel there?
Yeah, so there is a little bit of feel whenever you're going into a game, like whatever's working that day, you're probably going to throw it a little bit more of the time, but the way it's moved, it's like you said, a little bit more about the numbers, and we focus on those probably a lot more than what I would have ever done if I hadn't been introduced to the analytics and all the metrics. So yeah, like in game, not too much going on with like looking at spin rate and movement and stuff like that. But after the game, we always have an after action report that breaks down each pitch and how it moved that day, what the usage was, where we were throwing it, and how we can improve to use those optimally. So yeah, like I would say it's changed the way we approach pitching. But I mean, there's still a feel aspect to it because there's a human element of like all my stuff's not going to move exactly the same in every ballpark, in every game, in every start. Like if I'm pitching in Coors Field, let's say,
Yeah.
your heater's going to carry 4 inches less. Your sweeper's going to sweep 5 inches less. Like stuff like that does play a part in it. So you do have to have some feel when it comes to those outside variables that you can't really control.
How much do you deal with like tunneling and pitch shape and stuff like that? Because your slider and your fastball come out of the same slot and move almost on the same plane until that slider just kind of dashes off. How much do you take into that?
It's more of like a bullpen setting, I would say, is whenever we are throwing our bullpens in between starts, that's when we'll really get after it. Like, hey, your slider, sweeper, whatever it is, has not been moving as much the last 2 to 3 outings. So let's figure out a way to orient the ball to where it spins more or moves more. Same thing with heaters and changeups and all that. We kind of break it down by what we need based on the starts leading up to your next one and go from there. So like a lot of the season I was training changeups just because my changeup has never been one of my plus pitches. So a lot of changeup movement design bullpens where, hey, let's work on this grip. Let's move the ball here. Let's orient it differently just so it can break a little bit more down.
Yep. Get the depth.
I know you said you guys kind of
always have it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll float in there. And I think it was actually not my last start, but second to last start, I threw a changeup and might have been the hardest ball I've had hit off me ever. I flipped a changeup in, and right when it left my hand, I was like, yep, not getting that one back. Can I get another one? He hit it 108, about 400 something.
Holy shit.
Right off the bat, golfed it out, and I was like, yeah, that's not coming back. So let's get another ball and forget that one.
Was that in Portland?
Yep, it was in Portland over the left field monster, about 300 feet over it. So
right into the highway.
Oh, I mean, over the highway. Nobody was in danger over there.
I was telling Dobbins this during the last interview. So in high school, my school has the opportunity to pitch up in Portland, and so I got to pitch that game. And I told him, so apparently you and I have something in common where I have also given up a bomb in Portland. It was my fastball, but it was basically a changeup.
The ball flies there sometimes too. If you get a windy day,
I was shocked.
I saw some fly balls leave center field and they more than 100 miles an hour. And then other days, if the wind's into you, I mean, guys were hitting at 104, 105 dead center, and it wouldn't even make the warning track.
The wind in Portland can be brutal.
Yeah, it just depends on the factors and the wind coming off the ocean.
Everyone loves giving Keith a little excuse, a little vote of confidence. Dobbin said he'd get one. All right, I'll ask Hayden this. Dobbin said if Keith came in directly after Garrett Crochet was blowing 100 past everybody on the first pitch, if they had saw no warm up, he would get one swing and miss.
Yeah, probably a whiff on that first one. It's like I don't know how much of Portland y'all watched this year. If you watch Drew Earhart pitch at all, and now he even ramps it way down from 70. Like he throws it, I think his slowest this year was 32, 33. And he's a catcher, obviously, so he knows that like how hard to throw it and lob it in there and just perfect on the money every single time, because he's always doing it from behind the plate in bullpens. So every time he'd go out there, we're like, yeah, this we may be down 10, 12 runs, but yeah, this inning's locked. Like he's getting out of here with no runs. Like just because the difference between seeing Giovanni Cruz at 100 and then going straight to 30 miles an hour, it's impossible to time up. I think Max Clark, he got to an 0-2 count. And I think he ended up grounding out, but Max Clark, really good hitter.
Yeah.
He put 4 balls into that basketball gym over past right field.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just peppering balls off that wall because he couldn't time it up.
So that's what I would do.
Yeah, I mean,
that would be me.
You might want to slow it down even more, like because Drew says every time he tries to throw it a little bit harder, that's when they'll time it up. So he slows it down as slow as he can.
I threw 70 in high school, so I would assume I maybe am throwing 55. So I think I'm good now.
Yeah, just lob it in there. I mean, nobody floats the pitch anymore, but those eephus, they'll always get. I mean, I remember Greinke, I think, used to throw it more than anybody. Where he had that real slow curve, and he'd just throw it in there for a strike, and you guys would either take it because it looks like a ball, or they'd swing it out of their shoes and miss it.
This is my favorite thing to watch him pitch and throw that eephus, and then I think I saw him double up a fastball and a changeup that he threw at the exact same speed one time. He's an anomaly as far as pitching goes.
But yeah, I mean, stuff like that, hitters, all they're trying to do is time it up, and if you're going straight from 100 down to 30, 40 miles an hour, it's impossible. And it makes our job seem a lot easier than it is, but it's not easy, I promise.
Now, you've seen through coming up through the Red Sox system, what do you think the deal is with the Red Sox just always having a big old green wall in left field? On every single one of their stadiums, they have just a giant green wall.
So when we got drafted, I don't know who told us this, but most of the parks are made as closely as they can to replicate Fenway Park.
Which does make sense.
It makes sense because you want your guys playing not only in that atmosphere, but knowing the home field advantage is there when you have a wall like the Green Monster. You've seen Duran do it quite a bit where he bare hands it after it bounces off the wall and guns a guy down at second. Like that's from knowing how it plays off the wall and playing there so much. And we had the same thing at Auburn. We had a big green wall in left field. So we always said, like, there's more of a home field advantage playing here than anywhere else just because you have to know how to play it under these circumstances. And I think it just trains our outfielders and our pitchers and everybody else just to know how the park plays.
You mentioned earlier you guys kind of work in 1 month goal segments. Do you personally have like a goal of like, I want to get to AAA by this kind of time. I want to get to the majors by here, this amount of time, that kind of thing?
Not so much in terms of movement, just because that's kind of an uncontrollable for us outside of how well we pitch, you know? So I think sticking to, we call them process metrics, those monthly goals that I was talking about, more of how we evaluate ourselves too, just because we can't control what happens above us or below us or how the movement goes, because there can be an injury at any time. A guy can go in a slump, whatever it is. But when it comes to process metrics, those are the things that we can control, like developing fastball velocity, developing a better changeup. Stuff like that is really what makes the difference. And the way we look at it, the way most people should, is if you pitch well, your time's going to come and you'll move whenever you're supposed to. And I think that was a big step for me, at least in pitching maturity, is knowing that I can't control what happens next. It's just get better at my craft and go perform to the best of my ability.
Is there anyone on the Sea Dogs that you kind of bonded with maybe a little more than the other teammates that you're kind of best bud over there? It
was actually a really good locker room. One of the better locker rooms I've been in, where it seemed like just about everybody respected each other. Now, not everybody's going to be best friends, but as long as you can look to your left and right and say, I respect this guy and what he does and the work that he puts in, that's all you can do. Had a great locker. I was in between Dalton Rogers and Connolly. And then to Connolly's right was Wee Hunt. And then to Rogers' left was, I think, Zach Bryan or someone like that. So we had we had a good crew there where we're just always chopping it up in the locker room and stuff.
The Sea Dogs and Woo Sox the last couple of years, they've just had talent upon talent. We've got quite. Red Sox, even after all these call-ups they've had recently, we still have such a strong system. It's awesome to. I don't know if it's because, like you said, they're leaning so heavily, at least in the pitching side with the analytics and all that. But something seems to be working because, it's awesome. Like the talent that you guys have around you. It must feel good being on a team like a AA team. Be like, these guys are all good enough, to even be on the next level. But, like you said, due to circumstances you guys can't control, you guys are just in this level for now. But in AA, can you guys kind of tell? It seems to me, I haven't been to many away minor league fields, but Portland's kind of known to be one of the better minor league crowds, stadiums. Is it noticeable when you're traveling, like how much different Portland is from other cities?
There are a couple in our league that have really good crowds. A couple of the teams that don't have a big league team in their state actually show out really well, like New Hampshire, for example. New Hampshire got pretty crowds. Who else? Connecticut, Hartford, Connecticut. They got a couple good crowds. But I'll say Greenville, our high A, they showed out just about every game. I mean, if it was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like they were selling out crowds, 4th of July, ton of people there, a ton of kids. So yeah, like I think we do a really good job of it all the way up of just getting people in seats. And we're the Boston Red Sox, so there is something to see there when you could be watching the next Brian Bayo, Connolly Early, Peyton Tolley, and low A, high A, double A.
Yeah.
So, speaking of minor leagues, and Jake, I think you're going to love this question a little bit. I think the minor leagues probably have some of the coolest jersey concepts of all time. Can you give me, starting with the main whoopie pies, some of your favorite jerseys you've ever worn?
I was just about to shout out that hat. Oh my God. It is tremendous. One of the most.
So I'll say this, and it's not a complaint, but it felt like every game that we played, we were never the Portland Sea Dogs. We were never just the Portland Sea Dogs. We're always something else. We're the Red Snappers. We're the Bean Suppers. We're the Oat Milkers. We're never the Portland. Why can't we just be the Portland Sea Dogs for one night? Why can't we do no theme?
To sell hats.
And I will say, I've got some really cool hats from this past season. And the Whoopie Pies may be a pretty cool uniform if I hadn't pitched in them and if I hadn't pitched so bad in them.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
I had just come off the IL from a shoulder impingement, so I knew I only had 30, 40 pitches to work with. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went 2 innings, 5 earned, 5 walks. So, back to the command thing, when you're coming off a stint like that of the feel is tough to get back at first. That was my worst game by far this season. So I try to just shut that one out, forget it. And I always see the pictures of me pitching in the Whoopie Pies. I'm like, oh, I forgot I pitched in that uniform. Because we were also in a rain delay for an hour before the game. They're like, we don't know if we're going to play. We don't know if it's just chalk it up to a bad day and move on from it. But we had some really cool ones this year. We had Star Wars, the Darth Maul jerseys were really sick. I wish I could have pitched in them. Big Star Wars fan, so that would have been really cool.
Okay, yeah.
Our 4th of July or Labor Day hats were really cool. They had a rope, kind of like the Red Sox one you got on right now. Yeah. It was that baby blue color with the state of Maine and the dog in it. And it was fire. American flag. It was really cool. So that was probably my favorite hat of the year. Can't stand the Oat Milkers. I think it's I'm gonna be honest. I think it's a dumb dumb way to go about advertising, and also I don't drink oat milk, so I don't really want to be an oat milker. I think everybody should just drink whole milk and move on with it.
Because they're running out of it.
Yeah,
talking about lactose intolerant people.
Yeah, well, there's other ways to go about it. You got almond milk, you got cashew milk, oat milk, drink water. I don't know. That's basically all it is. But no, yeah, it's just the oat milkers was not my favorite.
What was your thoughts on the Scooby Doo ones?
The Scooby Doo was really cool. I will say those exact jerseys in Greenville last year, where it's like the Mystery Machine, green jerseys, the whole gang up here.
Yeah.
They fit really big. So whenever you get a theme jersey, it's always going to fit a little bit different than our regular ones. So you're hoping it fits well. Mine was probably 2 sizes too big. So the sleeves were coming down below my elbow and all that. So I don't think I wore that one. But yeah, no, we have some really cool ones that's a cool design. It just didn't fit the best. So that usually matters more to us, especially if we're pitching. Like, we want it to feel good. Don't really care what it looks like, because as long as you feel good, hopefully you can pitch well.
Feel good, play good.
Mm-hmm. Is there any teams outside of Portland that you versed that had like cool jerseys that you liked?
I don't know that we played too many that had theme nights when we were there. I don't know any minor league team that has more theme nights than we do. But when we played Somerset, they wore some like Hawaiian. They had a Hawaiian night, and they wore some like luau type with all the flowers and everything on it. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
As a follower of MILB promotions on Twitter, a lot of teams wear a lot of promotions. It's so fun. It's so fun, and it's like, when are we going to run out of ideas? I think, didn't they have like the clam bake this year?
Probably.
The bowling had every bowling pin one.
Okay, the bowling one was clean.
The candle pins was pretty cool. I think Tully pitched in that one, and that was why it was probably pretty cool. Is because we got to watch Tully pitch in them, and he just makes every jersey look good because he's 6'7", 270. The candle pins was a nice one. I didn't understand why that was a Portland thing, because I think I've done the whole candle pin bowling elsewhere.
It's terrible.
Really?
But I didn't realize that was a Portland faithful thing for the candle pins to be.
Not gonna lie, no idea either. I was
really
as well, and I still am today. What's the reason then?
Just some of the theme nights they roll out. It's like, no disrespect, like what is this? What are we doing here? Why am I a red snapper? Why am I like?
No, that makes sense.
As a red snapper lover,
gonna say that one I'll fight with.
It does make sense in Portland, I'll tell you that, because I had never seen hot dogs that color until I get up there.
They're just better.
It looks so artificial.
Yeah.
Do you like a red hot dog though?
I mean, it's a hot dog, like there's not a ton of variance when it comes to hot dogs.
Yeah, every time snap, dude.
Every time I'm coming off the 9th hole and making the turn, you're gonna get 2 hot dogs. You got to get them, and that's your birdie juice for the next 9 holes. So yeah, the first time I actually had one was on the golf course, and I looked down and I'm like, that just doesn't look right.
You went in with the wrong mindset.
I did. It didn't taste any different.
It does, though. They didn't do it right. I went to college in Vermont, and I came back from Christmas break with a pack of red hot dogs. They all looked at me like I had 2 heads. I said, "Oh no, hold on a second." I chefed them up, red hot dogs. They requested, that was Thanksgiving. They requested on Christmas break I come back with a 40-pack, and boy did I! When we flew through those things, like no one did.
See, I thought everyone in the Northeast was big Nathan's guys. Just because the whole hot dog eating competition and all that,
if I'm eating a hot dog, I literally will not eat a brown hot dog. It's got to be red.
To each their own,
I'm not that strict.
No, I don't know why. I cannot eat a brown hot dog without feeling sick. It has to be a red one.
Now, are y'all like brats guys? Do y'all eat a lot of brats? Because I'll get down with some brats, especially at a tailgate. Because talk about a snap. You do the whole braising it in beef or in beer and all that, beer and onions on the grill or whatever. Yeah.
If I'm gonna have something like that, it's gonna be an Italian sausage for me.
Yeah, I like the Italian sausage.
Yeah. That's a big thing when I go to Fenway.
Yeah.
Fenway staple.
Yeah, that's huge.
You said you were a big Star Wars guy. What's your favorite movie out of them? You more the new movies or the old ones?
No. Whenever whenever Disney bought it, I kind of stopped watching Star Wars. I'm gonna be honest.
My kind of guy. Okay,
Yeah,
we're good.
I'm an original trilogy and the prequels. That's what I stick to. A couple of the shows were all right, but those sequels, they did a disservice to the fans out there.
I think so.
Can't beat the originals.
No,
they were so good.
I never watched them, but I could not stop seeing Baby Grogu for however long that was.
Oh my god,
or Baby Yoda or whatever.
I will say I actually
felt like I had seen the show.
I really enjoyed that show, that one and the Obi-Wan one.
Mandalorian was really good, and Obi-Wan was okay. I think they could have taken the story a little bit deeper into the lore, but
I do agree.
Mandalorian was awesome. I haven't actually watched all of it, but the Clone Wars I've heard is really good. But to answer your question, my favorite movie, either Revenge of the Sith, which I feel like everyone
has to be. It's a classic.
We grew up on it, so love Revenge of the Sith. And then A New Hope. Actually,
New Hope's good.
I've just switched over from Empire to A New Hope because all like the movie buffs and everything will tell you Empire's the best made one and it's the best film out of all of them. But after reading into the original trilogy and not knowing that A New Hope was supposed to be a standalone movie,
correct,
and that there was never supposed to be a franchise, and that it was so good that the franchise stemmed from it, that just made it for me. Like, if it was supposed to be a standalone, which it could be if you just watch it on its own,
big time,
and then you go on and watch the rest of them, like it just builds on it. I think it's just one of the better ones.
So are you a big movie guy? It sounds like you kind of like dive into that stuff. Is it just Star Wars? Like, what kind of movies and TV do you watch?
All the above. I love movies. I don't know if y'all have talked to Sandlin at all. I'm sure he'll hop on here at some point if y'all get the chance.
So.
Sandlin will probably say that he doesn't know anyone that quotes as many movies as I do.
I love that.
That's awesome.
Love that.
There's a clip of Justin Herbert going around one of their training camp sessions where everything, it seems like, when he was mic'd up, coming out of his mouth was a movie quote. That's how I am during our practices and stuff. It's just got a one-liner for everything that you throw at me. So just love movies. Usually stick to the comedies and like the early 2000s comedies of The Other Guys, Wedding Crashers, Step Brothers, all those old school. Those are the ones
Will
that
Ferrell.
I grew up on those. So it's just a way to, decompress and laugh a little bit.
Not to put you on the spot, but give me a top 3 movies.
Top 3 of all time?
If you can, give me a top 3.
Okay. Any particular genre or just across?
The ones that if you had to only watch 3 movies for the rest of your life, give me those 3. Ooh, we're making it deep.
Revenge of the Sith is up there.
Bang.
I'm going to do that one, and then I'll do one comedy, and the comedy is either Old School or The Other Guys.
Old School is so funny.
I could rewatch those a million times over and still laugh. There's just so many funny bits and pieces from it.
Oh, they go so hard.
The whole, hey, you think KFC's still open and that type of stuff, like, it just gets me every time.
Oh, my God.
And then I guess we'll do a sports movie. Just because, like, I would say Interstellar, but it's just so long that
it doesn't matter. Oh, I love that.
I love Interstellar, but I can't sit down for 4 hours.
That is fair enough.
Time to watch it.
I would pick it just for the soundtrack.
So
I love Hans Zimmer so much.
Hans Zimmer did such a good job in it. But no, a sports movie is either Moneyball, and I know it's proven to not be very true and all that.
So good, though.
It's so good. But yeah, either Moneyball or Remember the Titans.
It's probably good because of how untrue it is.
Remember the Titans is a great movie.
Remember the Titans is one of those that you can rewatch a bunch of times too.
For sure.
It's just one of those feel-good sports movies that you love to watch.
Is that the one with Denzel?
Okay.
Yeah, I have seen that one then.
I think it's
Left Side, Strong Side.
I would say it's one of the most iconic sports movies just in general. Like when I think
for
of
sure,
sports
especially
movies,
for football.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's phenomenal. Moneyball's wicked good too.
Moneyball's great. Field of Dreams is another one. I think Kevin Costner is the king of sports movies.
Oh, he knocks him out of the park.
He's done every sport you can think of and done really well in all of them. So,
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of Major League. Major League's good.
oh yeah,
Oh, such classic.
Bull Durham. Bull Durham's another one.
Oh, like every time I hear Bull Durham, I think of the he just hit the fucking bull or whatever.
Hey, hit the bull on the next one.
He's throwing a fastball.
I'm a
I love
sucker
it.
for the old Adam Sandler movies, even if they're not all good. I just something about them.
Yep.
Especially
My dad was so big into the Billy Madison movie that he
Mhm.
literally had me print out "Stop Looking at Me, Swan" in bright yellow to put on the back of his truck. So for the longest time, his truck just said "Stop Looking at Me, Swan" in bright yellow.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I watched
I
that
never
new
knew
Happy
what that was
Gilmore.
for.
The new Happy Gilmore, there were some funny parts. As a whole, it was not a good movie. A ton of good
Cameo
callbacks.
Central.
Yeah, a ton of good callbacks, but it just was not a good comedy to me.
If
was
you're
more
comparing it to the
fan
original, you
service.
never can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just too many good parts in the original that catch you by surprise. And I will say,
Right.
there were a couple parts in the new one that I did laugh audibly, like when Steve Buscemi's character comes up and starts kicking the car with the family, and then they start kicking him because he was kicking the car. That's an all-timer from him.
Yeah.
But outside of that, there just weren't great scenes. John Daly had a couple good ones. Bad Bunny had a couple good ones, but I think it was a little overdone.
I think my favorite part of the new Happy Gilmore movie was the fact that for probably like 2 weeks after it came up on TikTok, all I saw was Bryson DeChambeau saying, "I miss Rory's titties,"
Yeah,
and I had no clue what that meant.
yeah, and I mean they're great golf, but pro golfers are not the best actors when it comes to. Others took it on a little bit better. Like I think Scheffler did a really good job. He seemed pretty natural and just himself. But yeah, it seemed like DeChambeau and Rory and a couple of the other ones were trying a little too hard.
Yeah,
Do you have a favorite pro golfer?
Rory,
Yeah.
that's more because a lot of people will say that I look like him whenever I'm on the golf course. It's just a mix between him, not the swing at all, and not the game, just the look. Between him and Matt Fitzpatrick, I get those two all the time. So yeah, I grew up liking him a lot. It's hard not to say Tiger. Watching Tiger swing a golf club is like watching Shohei Ohtani does what he does now.
oh
my
my
just-
god,
It's generational.
That game was unbelievable. I was just jaw on the floor all night. It doesn't make sense how he just keeps one-upping himself. I'm like, at this point, what does he have to do?
And I watched the top of the third or the top of the first where he punched out the side, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like it's Shohei being Shohei. We turned the TV off. We had to go somewhere. I checked my phone on the ride there, and hey, Dad, Shohei hit a leadoff bomb too after punching out the side in the first. Like you just can't make that up. It's little league stuff.
No,
I see him running off the field because he's got to go get his helmet on and hit.
yeah.
And go hit a dinger.
And
He also
the one that he
seems
did
like-
hit 470 feet. It wasn't even in
my
the strike
God.
zone.
Didn't touch
It was a back foot
anything.
slider.
Didn't touch anything. It just left. Like, it's so crazy.
The fact that you have a guy that has had Tommy John twice, he's still throwing 100 miles an hour consistent, and he's striking out 10 and hitting the ball 470 and hitting
Yep.
3 home runs at the 3 at-bats that he had.
He's a robot.
It's insane.
Yeah, what did they
There's
do in that
the-
second Tommy John surgery?
Yeah. Do you have any players currently and maybe in the past growing up that you kind of watched and was like your guy, your favorite player?
Kershaw was one of them. Watched him a lot growing up. Not to sound like a Dodger fan because no one likes the Dodgers. But yeah, Kershaw was one of them. Watched Sale a good bit growing up. Just a lot of lefties. Verlander, I feel like he was one of the big ones when I was growing up. Like obviously still doing it, but
Crazy.
he had his no hitters and he was throwing 102 in the 7th inning when he was with Detroit. So it was guys like that was so fun to watch. Actually, Aroldis, he pitched in the first Major League Baseball game I went to. It was Braves versus Reds, and Braves were down 3-4 runs. I don't know if they're going to bring him in. I don't know that they need him. And you see everybody huddle around the bullpen in the old Brave Stadium, Turner, and you just see everybody huddling around. I was like, all right, we're going to see Chapman tonight. And he walks out there, completely different body than what he has now. He was all legs back then.
It's crazy to look at a picture of him in the Reds days versus now. It's
the body composition has changed, and that's probably why he's been able to do it for so long and throw so hard. But yeah, he hit 104 that night, and we were right on top of the dugout. And I remember just watching, and it's like you can't even see the ball from the side. Like it leaves his hand and it's in the mitt. So yeah, it was incredible. Freddie Freeman hit a bomb that night, so that was pretty cool. But I think that was their lone run.
I know it. What was kind of your reaction? I don't know if it was similar to everyone's reaction when that story came out early in the year when Chapman was like, "Oh yeah, I just didn't know I was supposed to aim where I'm supposed to be throwing." Like that, something like that seems like that shouldn't even be a thing. Like, I think is it really that much of a mental game?
I will say where your eyes go is where your body goes. So it does make that big of a difference. But I will say I think that's been blown out of proportion a little bit.
Has to be.
Because in the last 2 years, our organization, and I know a couple others have done it, but not all of them, have switched from moving the catcher around in and out to just setting them up in the heart of the zone and letting your stuff play to whatever quadrant it plays to. So like a guy like Chapman, maybe he was trying to pick at the corners and catchers were setting up on the black on both sides. Like if you're shooting for the pin every single time, like you're going to miss. But if you're shooting for the heart of the zone and you miss by 3 to 6 inches,
and
it still could catch the zone and be in a really good spot. So I think that's probably more of what it is of our catching department realizing that if you're throwing your stuff through the heart of the zone, it may move a way that you don't want it to, but it could still be a strike, especially with the automated zone and all that. The catcher receiving is moving away a little bit. So it's more just like, hey, set up in the heart, give them a big target, and let them work to the heart of the zone.
You mentioned the ABS stuff. Are you in which camp are you in with that? Are you in the Walker Buehler camp? Or are you in the this is probably good for the game moving forward type of deal?
I think I'm in the pitcher camp of umpires have always been bad and will always be bad, but they're going to be bad both ways.
Yeah.
So they'll call some strikes that are balls, but they'll also give you a couple that you probably shouldn't get. And taking that aspect out of it is probably not going to be a good thing for pitchers, just because it shrinks the zone. And I've actually had a talk with a couple of people that have spoken to umpires that are working on their zone recognition and stuff like that, where an umpire would rather be wrong calling a strike a ball than calling a ball a strike, because they don't want their zone to seem expanded. So they'd rather, let's say, here's the bottom corner of the zone, they'd rather call this a ball than this a strike, because it seems like a bigger miss.
Right.
And I don't know if I agree with that, because there are pitchers' pitches and there are hitters' pitches. And usually you get about 50-50, and it's going to move away from that. I'm not for the full-on automated zone. I think that will take out the human element of the game completely and take out the need for a catcher. But I do like the challenge system, because if you do feel like you've missed one, maybe you can get it back and then you get your challenge back.
Yeah, I feel like if we don't overdo it with, like the 2 challenges type thing, I feel like that'll be helpful. Just for like, my mind immediately goes to Evaldi in the ALCS 2021. It's like, boy, who knows? Who knows what would have been different?
Because things like that, they change the game.
Yeah.
It can momentum is a real thing in all sports, but especially in baseball, if you string 2-3 hits together in hitters counts, like that's going to flip it like that.
Start feeling good.
So like it's going to change the outcome of the game. And I love how they do the umpire scorecards now, where they're showing how accurate they were and who they favored more in a certain game. But yeah, there's got to be accountability somewhere.
For sure.
Well, Hayden, we thank you very much for taking the time to be on with us and just talking about your life and how your baseball experience has been. We look forward to seeing you either in Portland or in AAA, maybe. But thank you again for coming on today.
Thank y'all for having me.
Appreciate
It was a blast.
I've actually
you.
got one more thing before we get out of here.
Final thought.
A final thought, so to speak, and it's actually your final thought. Is there anything that you want just Red Sox fans or just baseball fans in general to know about you, about what are Red Sox fans getting out of you as a player, as you as a person?
First thing that comes to mind is a competitor.
Yep.
We can talk about, like we have, the analytics, the metrics. The goal of the game is still to win the game, and any starting pitcher that can make it deep into games and give their offense a chance is doing his job. And I think we have a lot of those in our organization that they don't really give a chance. Like you look at a guy like Connolly Early, where it may not be 98, but he's going to fill up the zone and he's going to give you a chance to win. And I think you get that from a lot of our guys, that they have a will to win and they're going to go out there and compete, whether it's going their favor or not.
That's awesome. That's what we love to hear. Obviously, Boston can be tough media-wise, and I'm sure that's got to be hard on you. But I think being able to connect with fans the way that you have, just coming on our podcast and just, being able to do this type of thing, we definitely appreciate that. And there's a lot of people out here that are going to be rooting for you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate y'all for having me on. This was
Absolutely.
awesome.
If you ever
Thank
want to
you
hit the
again.
course or something like that, let us know.
Let me know. I'm in. Always in to go out and play.
We'll definitely, if you're still in Portland by the time we get there, we'll definitely be in Portland a lot this year. So
we'll just have to wait for it to warm up. So I guess wait until July.
July.
4th of July weekend.
Those first couple of games of the season are brutal.
Like Hunter Dobbins said before, he was like, "Oh, I was supposed to pitch like one of the first three. All three games got snowed out," and he said it so nonchalantly. It's like, what? How? Like, you're not getting that out.
And like, I wanted to start the season in Portland this year, but I will say, I think I got moved up at the right time. Got moved up like mid to late May, to where it had just started getting bearable, where it was 40, 50 degrees instead of 20 to 30. So I think I missed the bad part last year. If I do start there next year, I think I'm gonna have to deal with some cold weather games. So don't come at me whenever the first couple games might be 87 to 90. Yeah, just give me a little time.
Get a nice thermal. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm gonna have the turtleneck. I'm gonna have the gloves on, everything. Hand warmers in my back pockets.
Exactly.
Drinking a cup of coffee in the dugout.
Have to. Dr. Pepper, I've heard, is pretty good for pitchers.
That's Dobbins' thing, and it works for him. I don't know how he does it, but it works for him. He's got a problem.
Oh man, you ain't kidding, brother.
But no, appreciate y'all for having me on.
Thank you again,
thank you so
Hayden.
much.
You are welcome anytime.
Let me know if y'all need any recs on players or anything like that.
Oh, we'll hit you up.
All right. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.